Hi, good afternoon, everyone. But today we are going to go ahead and we are going to talk about perfect Bayesian equilibrium. But we will be talking about that in your job signaling exam. So we are going to take one example today, which is the job market signaling, and we are going to see how this works with perfect Bayesian equilibrium. So ध्यान से देखो सर, what game we are talking about. There are two players in this game. The first one is the worker. The second one is the person who is giving the job, which is the firm. The worker has private information about his ability. माने वर्कर को प्राइवेटली पता है अपनी एबिलिटी के बारे में कि क्या वो हाई एबिलिटी का वर्कर है या लो एबिलिटी वर्कर है. He knows about his ability and that is a private information. And this has some probability attached to it. So who is assigning this probability, beta? Just like the last examples that we had done, this is being assigned by nature. So nature assigns these probabilities. So nature is assigning the type of worker. The type of worker means the ability of the worker. The ability of the worker can be highly able or low ability. With probability 1 by 3, it is a high type worker. And with probability 2 by 3, it is a low type worker. Now, once the worker knows his type, worker को पता है कि नेचर ने उसको हाई एबिलिटी वर्कर बनाया है या लो एबिलिटी वर्कर बनाया है. So once the worker knows his type, what basically goes ahead and happens is that the worker has to decide whether he wants to obtain education or not. Obtaining education is a costlier process. Obtaining education is costly. है ना. तो एजुकेशन लेने का थोड़ा पैसा लगेगा, ऐसा फ्री में नहीं है. हाँ, सो ऑब्टेनिंग एजुकेशन इज कॉस्टली. But then you have firm. Firm cannot know what is the type of worker. Firm को ये नहीं पता कि whether it is high type worker or low type worker. But firm can see the education of the worker. Firm knows whether the worker is educated or not educated. ठीक है, ये firm को पता है कि whether the worker is educated or not educated. Now, firm has to go ahead and it has to give two kind of jobs, managerial job and clerical job. दो तरीके का जॉब फर्म के पास है, मैनेजरियल जॉब और क्लरिकल जॉब. अब खुद से सोचो एक बार, ट्राई टू थिंक अबाउट इट बेटा, कि इफ द फर्म असाइंस मैनेजरियल जॉब टू अ लो स्किल वर्कर विद नो एजुकेशन. अगर मैनेजरियल जॉब एक ऐसे इंसान को दे दी जाए जिसने जो एक लो स्किल वर्कर है और जिसने एजुकेशन भी नहीं लिया है, लो स्किल वर्कर है और एजुकेशन भी नहीं लिया है, सो बाय प्रोवाइडिंग मैनेजरियल जॉब टू हिम, द पे ऑफ द फर्म विल बी जीरो. द पे ऑफ द फर्म विल बी जीरो, क्योंकि फर्म को कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला. On the other hand, if the worker is a high type worker, ठीक है, then when you, because उसका he is a high effort worker, so whether he gets education or he does not get education, by providing the managerial job, the firm will get 10 each. क्योंकि उसका टाइप ही हाई एफर्ट टाइप है, वो वर्कर हाई एफर्ट डालेगा. So managerial job can be given to him. So whether he has got education E या not got education, the managerial job M represents managerial job. ये सेकेंड कॉमा के बाद वाला पे ऑफ फर्म का है, will give 10 pay off to the firm. But when the worker is a high type worker and he gets education, तो education तो costly है. So his payoff will be 6. जबकि if he does not get education, his payoff will be 10. तो ये जो 10 versus 6 है बच्चे, this 10 versus 6 is that in both cases you are the same type of worker, but when you are not getting education, you are not spending money. Here you are getting education and you are spending money. So आपका जो net payoff है वो कम हो रहा है. Now we need to find the equilibrium. In this case, in this game, I need to go ahead and I need to find the equilibrium. So as we have done in the previous lecture, we can find 4 types of equilibrium in any game. 2 pooling equilibrium and 2 separating equilibrium. So first of all, we will begin by talking about pooling equilibrium. Before I begin with talking about pooling equilibrium, अभी तक हम जो भी गेम्स कर रहे थे, whenever we were doing the games, you would remember that we always had P and 1 minus P. This was P and this was 1 minus P. But now instead of P and 1 minus P, we actually have numbers given to us. माने हमें इस P और 1 minus P का value given है as 1 by 3 and 2 by 3. But remember that this P and 1 minus P, these are your prior probabilities. These are your prior probabilities, right? So we can go ahead and we can say that this will be my prior probabilities. Okay. Similarly, the Q and 1 minus Q, this और P and 1 minus P here, क्योंकि अब यहाँ पे P और 1 minus P नहीं है, ये नंबर्स हो गए हैं, है ना. जैसे इन वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल हमने बीटा एंड म्यू दिया था. सो दीज आर योर पोस्टीरियर प्रोबेबिलिटीज बच्चे, और दीज आर योर फाइनल अपडेटेड बिलीव्स. तो दीज आर योर अपडेटेड बिलीव्स, अपडेटेड बिलीव्स, अपडेटेड बिलीव्स. So these are your updated beliefs. ये बात clear हो गई. So we have prior probabilities and we have updated beliefs given to us in the question. ठीक है बच्चे. Now let's start by solving. So the first equilibrium that we can have, that will be a pooling equilibrium. Pooling equilibrium में there can be 2 type of equilibrium, that you are gaining education, हाई टाइप हो या लो टाइप हो, आप दोनों में ही एजुकेशन ले रहे हो, या यू आर नॉट गेनिंग एजुकेशन, हाई टाइप हो या लो टाइप हो, यू आर नॉट गेनिंग एजुकेशन. One important fact about pooling equilibrium is that in pooling equilibrium, the second party cannot gain any information about the first party. तो क्या important fact है बेटा? That the second party doesn't gain any additional information about first party. Doesn't gain any additional information about first party. Money, what does this mean? Is that second party, because whether high type या low type, education दोनों में ही ले रहा है, या दोनों में ही education नहीं ले रहा, तो उसके action से, from this action, I cannot judge whether the person is high type or low type. I cannot give an information about whether the person is high type or low type. So that information is unavailable. मैं वो नहीं बता पाऊंगी, right? So this is what we have written. So therefore, in these pooling equilibrium, what happens, beta? We have seen that in such pooling equilibrium, there is no updation of the beliefs. Beliefs update नहीं हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि क्यों beliefs update नहीं हो सकते? Because we are not able to learn anything new. वो दोनों ही केस में एजुकेशन ले रहे हैं, दोनों ही केस में एजुकेशन नहीं ले रहा. सो आई डोंट नो वेदर द पर्सन इज हाई टाइप, हाई एफर्ट और लो एफर्ट टाइप. सो देयरफॉर बेटा, ये जो हमारा यहाँ पे Q है, this Q takes the same value as this 1 by 3. I am not able to update the effort, update the belief. और यहाँ जो ये P है, ये P भी it takes the value 1 by 3. I am not able to go ahead and I am not able to tell my updation of the belief. मैं belief को update नहीं कर पा रही हूँ. Whatever number comes here, it exactly comes here in the probabilities. Is this clear? ठीक है. Now we are looking at the first equilibrium, which is E dash. That means he is going ahead and getting education in both the cases. E dash. So I am here. E dash. He is getting education in both the cases. So now an important question that arises is what will be the best response of the firm? Okay. So we want to ask that given the action of the worker, what is the best response of firm? वर्कर ने तो बोल दिया that I will take education in both the cases. Now the question is that what is the best response of the firm? Firm इस केस में क्या करेगा? So firm has two options बेटा. Either firm can go ahead for M. ठीक है? M means that firm can go ahead and give managerial job to the worker, or firm can give clerical job to the worker. So when firm gives managerial job to the worker, it means payoff will be 10 and 0 with certain probabilities. Because हम ऑलरेडी ई और ई डैश को हाईलाइट कर चुके हैं. सो यू आर गिविंग अ मैनेजरियल जॉब, सो यू विल गो हियर एंड यू आर फाइंडिंग फॉर द फ्रॉम द साइड ऑफ द फर्म, है ना. तो हमने फर्म का पे ऑफ देखा. सो विद प्रोबेबिलिटी क्यू, जिसका वैल्यू 1/3 है, क्योंकि देर अपडेटेड बिलीव भी सेम ही रहा. सो विद प्रोबेबिलिटी क्यू यू विल गेट 10 and with probability 1 minus q you will get 0, where q is same as 1/3, because there has been no updation of the belief, because this is a pooling equilibrium. तो अब हमने यहाँ पे क्या किया, that with probability 1/3 it is 10, with probability 2/3 it is 0, and your payoff comes as 10/3, which is 3.34. अब हम पूछ रहे हैं what is the payoff from clerical job. So if the firm gives clerical job, if the firm gives clerical job, है ना, तो पे ऑफ कैन बी 4 with probability q का वैल्यू 1/3 ही है, and 4 with probability 1 minus q is 2/3. So it will be 4 only, 4 with probability 1/3 and 4 with probability 2/3. So this will simply give you the answer as 4. Clearly 4 is greater than 3.34. So that means C is better. So जब फर्म को ये दिखता है कि the person has taken education in both cases, the best response of the firm is clerical job. The best response of the firm is clerical job. Is this clear? ठीक है. So beta, now revisit the last chapter or the last lecture that we had done. And in the last lecture, या game theory का एक basic concept है that if something needs to be Nash, अगर किसी को भी Nash equilibrium होना है, what is the basic concept that needs to be followed? That best response of player 1 given strategy of player 2 should be S1. Best response of player 2 given strategy of player 1 should be S2. If this is simultaneously satisfied, then we can say that S1, S2 will be Nash equilibrium. Then S1, S2 will be Nash equilibrium. तो यहाँ पे बच्चे we have shown that for the action of the worker, the best response of firm is clerical job. कि firm तो सिर्फ clerical job ही offer कर रहा है when you take education. Now ask the reverse question, that what is the best response of worker when the firm offers a clerical job? So अब हम क्या पूछ रहे हैं, अब हम रिवर्स क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं that when firm offers clerical job, what is best response ऑफ वर्कर। तो अगर वर्कर को पता ही है, इफ द वर्कर नोज दैट ही विल ऑलवेज गेट अ क्लेरिकल जॉब, he will always get a clerical job, तो clerical job में worker का pay off is 0 and -3 बेटा, when he gets education, and by not getting education उसका pay off 4 और 4 है, so by not getting education 0 से 4 -3 से 4 worker will be able to increase his payoff by not getting education। और ये बहुत बेसिक है, अगर क्लेरिकल जॉब ही ऑफर होना है, if clerical job is to be offered, so I am better off by not educating myself, I am better off by not educating myself। So the best response of worker when he knows that he will be given a clerical job is to not get education, is to not get education, so it is not getting education। So best response of worker when firm is offering clerical job is not getting education। so बेटा ये तो मैच नहीं हो रहा, इसका स्ट्रैटेजी का ये है, और जब हम ये डालते हैं तो स्ट्रैटेजी वाला नहीं आ रहा है। अगर व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन कि S2 डालने पे S1 आए और S1 डालने पे S2 आए, that is not happening here। when you're putting this strategy you're getting C, but when you're putting C you're not getting E dash। So that means that there is no Nash equilibrium in this pooling strategy। With the first pooling strategy